Becoming a CRNA is not just about mastering pharmacology and the airway, it is about entering a high stakes political ecosystem where your autonomy is constantly being negotiated. For every intensive care nurse entering the 2026 cycle, you must understand that the clinical excellence you bring to the table is only half the battle. The other half is navigating the invisible war for professional control within the hospital hierarchy. This isn't about being the most skilled provider, it is about understanding who holds the keys to the room and why. In a moment, we will look at how the specific supervision model in your facility creates a hard ceiling on your clinical growth and your ability to practice at the top of your license. The supervision spectrum. Once you transition to life as a nurse anesthetist, your daily experience is dictated by the supervision model of your facility. You will encounter three primary frameworks: medical direction, medical supervision, and the collaborative model. In a medical direction model, one physician oversees 4 rooms, which often creates a bottleneck in clinical decision making. You may find yourself waiting for a second set of hands for an induction or emergence, even when your clinical judgment says you are ready to proceed. This is where the politics of the profession become tangible. According to data from the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists, the efficiency of a surgical suite is directly correlated to how much autonomy is granted to the provider at the head of the bed. Coming up, we will discuss the personality cult of the operating room and how to survive the high-tension surgeon dynamic that often dictates the pace of your day. The surgeon dynamic. The relationship between the nurse anesthetist and the surgeon is the most critical dynamic in the operating room. This is the drape divide. You are responsible for the life of the patient, while the surgeon is focused on the technical success of the procedure. Conflict arises when the surgeon's speed exceeds the patient's physiological stability. Navigating this requires a high degree of emotional intelligence and professional confidence. You are not there to be a passive assistant. You are there to be the guardian of the patient's physiology. If you can master the art of clinical diplomacy, you can maintain safety without escalating political friction. If you are finding this audit of the professional landscape useful, please hit the subscribe button. We release new training every week for the 2026 cycle. Join the community of future high autonomy providers today. In a moment, we will explore the internal friction within the anesthesia care team itself and how it can stall your career progression if you aren't prepared. The anesthesia care team friction. Even within your own department, the politics can be grueling. The anesthesia care team model is designed for collaboration, but in reality, it can feel like a game of professional gatekeeping. You may encounter anesthesiologists who value your clinical input, but you will also encounter those who view the nurse anesthetist as a technician rather than a doctoral level provider. This friction often manifests in the small moments: how a plan is discussed, how much autonomy you are given in drug selection, or who takes the credit when a difficult case is managed perfectly. This internal war can be more exhausting than the clinical case itself. You must learn to advocate for your plan with data and confidence, proving your value every single shift. Next, we will look at the legislative barriers that are currently being fought at the state level and what the opt-out means for your future. Legislative barriers and the opt-out. The war for autonomy is also fought at the state level. The opt-out is a significant political milestone where a governor chooses to remove the federal requirement for physician supervision of a nurse anesthetist. This change is not just a legal formality, it is a total shift in how you are valued in the marketplace. In states that have opted out, the nurse anesthetist operates with full practice authority, allowing for the maximum capture of billable revenue and clinical independence. However, even in opt-out states, local politics can create secondary barriers that prevent you from practicing to your full potential. Coming up, I will reveal the hidden role of hospital bylaws and why they are often more powerful and more restrictive than state law itself. The silent gatekeepers. You can live in a state with full practice authority and still be restricted by hospital bylaws. These are the internal rules written by medical executive committees that dictate exactly what a nurse anesthetist can and cannot do within that specific building. Often, these bylaws are written by competing specialties to protect their own market share or to maintain a specific hierarchy that favors physician-led models. This is the silent gatekeeper of the profession. You must learn to research the bylaws of a facility before you ever sign a contract. If the bylaws restrict you from performing regional blocks or managing high acuity cases, your clinical skills will begin to atrophy and your long-term value will decrease. To prepare for this level of independent practice and avoid these traps, click the link in the description to get my free nurse anesthetist starter kit. It includes the full 24-month roadmap to help you secure the highest level of professional freedom. Coming up next, we dive into the competitive landscape of market protectionism and why other specialties may view your growth as a threat. Market protectionism and specialty competition. The politics of the operating room extend beyond the clinical space and into the economics of healthcare. As the nurse anesthetist role expands, you will encounter market protectionism from other anesthesia providers and specialty groups. This isn't just about patient care, it is about who controls the revenue stream of the surgical suite. You may see the introduction of anesthesiologist assistants in certain markets, which is often a strategic move to dilute the autonomy of the nurse anesthetist. Understanding these market forces is essential for anyone looking to build a 1099 business. You are not just a provider, you are a competitor in a multi-billion-dollar industry. In a moment, we will discuss how to use this knowledge as leverage during contract negotiations to ensure you aren't being boxed out. Contractual leverage and negotiation. In the world of the independent nurse anesthetist, politics and money are inseparable. When you negotiate a contract, you are not just negotiating a daily rate, you are negotiating your clinical scope and your right to practice independently. If a group or hospital tries to limit your autonomy through restrictive language in a contract, they are effectively limiting your value as a business entity. You must approach every negotiation as a chief executive officer. This means understanding the local political climate and knowing which facilities are anesthesia friendly and which are physician only. Your ability to walk away from a restrictive contract is your greatest political tool. We will look at the mental toll this takes and the psychological stamina required to thrive in this environment. Next, psychological stamina and hypervigilance. Surviving the invisible war requires more than just clinical knowledge. It requires intense psychological stamina. As a nurse anesthetist, you will face moments where your professional judgment is questioned by those who may not understand or respect the anesthesia model. You must develop the executive presence to stand your ground while maintaining a collaborative environment. This mental fatigue is one of the leading causes of burnout in the profession. It is the stress of being the most critical person in the room while remaining professionally invisible to the patient and the public. You are carrying the weight of the patient's life and the weight of your professional reputation simultaneously. We are going to examine the 2026 outlook for these political dynamics in our final section. The 2026 outlook. The future of the nurse anesthetist is one of increasing independence, but that independence will be hard-earned. As we move further into the 2026 cycle, the demand for cost-effective, high-quality anesthesia is at an all-time high. This gives you immense leverage, but only if you are willing to step into the political arena and advocate for your practice. The invisible war in the operating room isn't going away, but you can learn to navigate it with precision and confidence. The goal of this channel is to give you the wealth, architecture, and clinical confidence to thrive in even the most political environments. To see how to choose the specific schools that will prepare you for this level of independent practice, click the video on your screen right now to see my audit of the best clinical programs for the upcoming year. I will see you there.